So, Scully, the news this morning is that Nick Nat isn't going to play tomorrow, a bit of a sore Achilles. Can you just give us an update on how he's tracking?
Yeah, well, obviously, not ideal, but in terms of his management, he's got a sore Achilles. We'll have obviously assess and see how he goes over the course of the week, and plan is to obviously get him back playing next week, but at the same time he's 32 years of age and we'll make sure we look after him.
Did that come out of Friday night, or when did that sort of flare up?
It's been long term, obviously his position he's played for a number of years, but obviously it's flared up.
Does it give you an opportunity to have a look at, like Callum and Bailey? There's no clear sort of front runner, if you like, to who's running second at this stage?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Even from our scratch match entry club last week, we saw Bailey and Jamo play really well. So yeah, it's a great opportunity for them to get some minutes, and they'll share the ruck duties.
Who gets first ruck?
At this stage, Bailey will start there, but over the course of the quarters that we're going to play, they'll get a fair opportunity to play.
How's Nick been going apart from the sore Achilles? He looks fitter than last year. Looks like he's moving better than last year.
Yeah, his pre-season has been really solid. He's been able to get in a lot of training, not only on the track but behind the scenes in the gym. So he's in a good space.
Is this a case of address it now so that he doesn't carry it through, or is there a concern that this is something that's going to have to be managed through the season?
Address it now and get on top of it now so we can have more of Nick Nui throughout the season.
How sore is sore? You said he's sore, but is he walking?
Oh yeah. No. He's, when you say sore, he's mobile. So yeah, no, he's not that bad that he's not mobile, and he's doing all the stuff behind the scenes. So he's still training, but at this stage we're just managing it.
And he's had scans.
Yeah, he had a scan, and I'm not privy to that information that I can give you the details on that, but that's why we're managing him.
Can I ask, obviously managing him is one thing, but is there still a little bit of concern after what happened this time last year, and it's just maybe putting him on ice a bit more than you would like to, given what happened last year at this time with injuries?
Look, last year was last year. I think now, we've got a guy that's in a good space. He's trained, as I said, he's had a faultless pre-season. He's been able to get in the workload, and we want to make sure we get more of Nick Nat Nui. So, we'll just deal with it at this present time, and we'll hopefully get him back next week.
Is he the only major absentee at this stage, Scully, apart from Jack, obviously, who won't be available for a while?
Well, obviously Jack, everyone knows his situation at the moment. Luke Shuey, he won't play this weekend, but he's part of a managed program as well. Once again, he's 32 years of age, had a big season last year. He's had a good pre-season again, and we're in the building stage to make sure that we're right for round one.
Gavin Bell thought yesterday that Oscar Allen would play. Is that still the case?
Yeah, Aussie will play. But don't know the exact amount of minutes, but he'll play a fair chunk of the game, and it's exciting to have him out there.
Have you sat down with Port at all and talked about how you structure it up so you both get something meaningful out of it, how you manage the 6 periods? Yeah,
Simo's probably more privy to that information. As coaches, look, we're putting our side out there. We're still looking at our system that we've trained over the pre-season. We get an opportunity to play against Port Adelaide, but in essence, it's actually a pre-season practice match for us, internally. Even though we're playing Port Adelaide, if that makes sense. So we're still looking at things, and we get an opportunity to do that against Port Adelaide.
Will you start with close to best 22 and then chop and change? Is that how you'll sort it out?
Thereabouts. We've had some things in place over pre-season where we want to reward players for their pre-season. And there will be some guys that will be given that opportunity, some guys that we want to see that have only been on our list, since November. So there's a lot of things we're looking at, and as I said, it's all in preparation for round one.
So Jinby and Long were probables last week. Would they be in there at the start if you're close to your best?
Yeah, Long he'll get some minutes, and dare say he might even start. Don't know yet, but he'll play. Unfortunately for Ruben, he's got a little bit of a sore toe at the moment, so he would have played. If anyone's been watching our training and knows anything about how we've been going, he's been going really well. We're excited what the future holds for him. He's been playing a bit of midfield and a bit of backline stuff. So look, for him, unfortunately, he won't play this game, but we're pretty confident that he'll be right for next week, if not right for round one.
What about Chesser? Chesser played 2 quarters last week and looked really good. What do you do with him? And do you try and progress him a little bit, or do you try and keep him in cotton wool a little bit, given that he hasn't played much footy?
No, we keep progressing him. He's surprising us and how well he's adapting for a player that's played probably 5 games of footy in 4 years. His pre-season and his build to where he is now has been elite. So we're looking to keep progressing him. So he'll play more minutes again. But he's one that has really surprised us, and we're as happy surprised to have.
So if you're playing 6 periods, is Campbell like to play, say, 3 of those periods? Is that what you would look to do?
Yeah, you would think that. Yeah, yep.
Is he a chance for round 1, you reckon?
Well, he's a chance like probably 45 other blokes, but no, look, yeah, he is. Yeah, he's in line, and once again, it's all about his progression and development for round 1, and he's tracking well.
Is he ahead of where you thought he might have been 2 or 3 weeks ago, given his lack of footy over the last 3 years or so?
Yeah, he is. But say surprise in one essence, but at the same time, what you don't see is behind the scenes the amount of work he does to get himself fit, his commitment and his focus as a young man that hasn't played a lot of footy has been at such a high level. So, in one way, surprised but not surprised.
Obviously, with Nick out, that means that your midfield might look different come round 1. But is there a particular area of the ground you look to start to settle, like the back half or something like that? Do you just start to try and get that organised, ready for round 1 tomorrow?
Yeah, look, well, yeah, as I said, we're exploring players in positions. Everyone knows their role. I think there's a lot of clarity amongst our group. So no particular line that we're looking to obviously consolidate. We just want to see our guys go up against an opposition now instead of playing against themselves.
What about ball movement?
Yeah, well, it's been a feature of our pre-season. We've really targeted transition part of the game. People that will see us play a different way without giving you the detail of that. But yeah, hopefully it's an exciting brand. But our focus over the course of the pre-season is transition part of the football and to be nice and healthy and fit to allow us to do that.
Just to go back, sorry, Shuey, is he's managed? Is he carrying anything at the moment?
Like all people, there's always a little niggles in that, but no. So that's why he'll be playing next week.
And Jinby, you said the toe. Is it actually anything to be concerned about, or is it just a sore toe?
Not privy to the detail, but from what I know, no, there's nothing to be worried about. Once again, he's a young fella in his first year, and he's got a sore toe, and we expect him to hopefully maybe be right next week.
Petrocelli and Luke Edwards, been 2 that have been sidelined.
Yep,
Are they a chance to play tomorrow?
Yep, they'll play some minutes tomorrow as well. They're obviously coming back from a little bit of a layoff with injury, but they've been building nicely, so they'll get some minutes tomorrow as well.
More your specialty role, I suppose. Last year you were, I think it was 16th for clearances and last for contested possession. How have you guys sort of been addressing that behind the scenes and in training? And does Elliot Yeo coming back really just help that a lot?
Oh, he's a super player, so he's definitely going to help us in that space. But another pre-season focusing on a part of the game where we thought we could get better, and having your key players out there across the course of the pre-season, we've definitely grown in that space. And it's another phase of the game that we've got to obviously get better at, and we feel like we're moving in the right direction.
Is a team like Port Adelaide perfect to test those against, seeing as they've got some real big-bodied midfielders?
They are, having a bit of a background knowledge on them. Look, they're an exciting team when they're up and about. They've got some speed. They've got their hard-nosed players inside, and they're very good at the ground ball and contest games. So it's a great challenge, and I think it's exciting for us to go up against them in a practice match, obviously tomorrow night.
How will you handle playing against Junior? Gavin said just like any other opponent, but is it as simple as that, given he's been here and then he left suddenly at the end of last year?
Well, we know he's talented, but we wish him all the best. He's playing for Port Adelaide now, and our guys will go out there and play West Coast. Obviously, West Coast will go out and play Port Adelaide, and he's just part of Port Adelaide. So, at the end of the day, we know what Junior can do, but we'll treat him like any other opposition player.
Sometimes clubs experiment with coaching structures as well in these sort of games. Will Simo be in charge and everyone else around him as per normal, or why are you talking to us now? That you're not going to be senior coach tomorrow night, are you? Or?
No, I won't be taking the reins tomorrow. Maybe it's Port Adelaide. I don't know. No, throw me to the wolves. No, I don't know why I'm here, but no, we'll all coach. We'll all be coaching. We'll all share the load, and once again, it's a practice match for us as well as coaches to make sure we build our synergy and box dynamics in our roles.
What's the most pleasing thing that's come out of the pre-season for you, Jarrad?
Pleasing thing is we've got some players that didn't play a lot of footy last year. We've been able to introduce a lot of youth into the list. We're fit and healthy. We're on the right trajectory, and the things that we've gone in and focused on, we feel like we've executed. So we feel like we're definitely in a better position in terms of our preparation, in our system and our health, to hopefully have a good solid year.
If Oscar is playing, and obviously Jack's not, how do you go about forming a structure that might serve you well in round 1 if Jack doesn't get back?
Yeah, well, obviously talked about before, with Bailey Williams and young Jamison. We've got obviously option there. You got Waterman. We've got options. So we just, as I said before, there's guys that know their roles and their clarity on their roles, and they'll fulfil them. And we'll just have to work through that over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Is Tom Barrass an option to go forward? We saw him do a bit on Friday night.
Yeah, well, he's definitely an option. He's shown, I think he plays juniors as a forward, from all reports. So, yeah, look, he might be an option, but at the end of the day, we've got other options up forward that we can obviously explore with over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
I know we spoke about the rucks before. Do you have a tip who's ahead out of Jamison or Bailey Williams?
Nah, I'm not going to comment on who's in front of the other. They're both young men that are progressing really well, and they're very competitive young men, and we just want to get the most out of them.